Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Monday, November the 4th, and this is episode 12 of the Caption the World podcast. And this is David Carmichael again, and we have Damian Brick.
Yo, yo.
What's going on? We have an amazing guest, Nicole, Nicole and Karel. We haven't had an episode in about a week or two, but we're very excited to bring our guests, Nicole and Karel, and we're recording live from the space. What's the official name of this again?
Number one space.
The number one space. Okay.
This is the number one space.
This is the number one space. Right. He wasn't playing no games, so I appreciate y'all inviting us out here and it's allowing us to do a podcast with y'all. I've been trying to get out here for a long time, man. I've been real busy.
We should have been here sooner. This place is just so dope.
The vibes is crazy.
I wish we could just have cameras all around this
right.
We appreciate a pan of the room type deal.
Yeah. This is nice. So yeah, man. I know y'all tried to invite me to the grand opening. I forgot what I was doing that day. But I'm very excited to see what y'all have in store in the future, and I'm definitely going to come to y'all next event. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try to make that.
We'll talk about that later.
But yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We'll get there.
So yeah, so how was y'all weekend, man? Starting with my boy Damien.
Hey man, my weekend was good. We had Norfolk State homecoming this weekend, so I was a proud alumni out there.
Right.
We got there a little late because we was on Negro time. But we still had fun.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So what about y'all? How was y'all weekend?
Our weekend was pretty packed too.
It was, yeah. We had Kelly Price.
Okay.
Shout out to her.
Shout out Kelly.
Yes.
Shout out to Kelly Price.
She was in here doing, Kelly Nicole Price. She was doing an industry input type of thing. She was calling, mixer. She was calling all creatives, singers, songwriters, producers, all that good stuff to come showcase their music, and she will give her honest input. That's what we had on Saturday. It was a great turnout. It was her second time here, and she will be back. So you guys gotta make sure you guys are there for that.
Definitely gonna try to make that.
Definitely be
here. Yeah.
So that's what wifey was doing. I was actually on a corporate gig myself.
Right. Can y'all come up to the microphone? I'm trying to talk about that.
I actually drove 2.5 hours to this wedding. It was like a wedding gig that I had to play bass for.
Okay.
Way out in the sticks, but when I finally got there, it was like an estate, 8 acres of land type deal, just huge, So that was my Saturday while Kelly was here. So I hate that I missed it, but I know that everything went well in my absence,
Oh yeah.
We had auditions. We also had auditions here. There's going to be a dinner theater. It's coming up. I can't remember the date, but it's coming up. And we had auditions for that this weekend too.
Okay.
That happened. Yeah.
That's
so there's stuff coming. There's stuff coming that y'all are going to be coming to.
Dang right.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're going to be here definitely a lot of times. What I did this weekend, I was a part of a fashion show I was telling y'all earlier. It was called the Breathe Easy Fashion Show, and the lady, her name is Quetta, Quetta, Quetta Fletcher Brown, and she has a nonprofit called Breathe Easy, and it's dedicated to her husband that needed like a lung transplant.
Wow.
So she did this is her second annual fashion show, and it was just to raise money to support the cause and her nonprofit. So she asked me to be one of the designers in the show, and it was a good turnout, man. It was at the Slover Library this past Saturday, and it was a good turnout of people. It was about like 4 or 5 designers, a couple of performers, and they had food and everything like that. So that's actually like my second time doing a show at the Slover Library. That's just a nice venue overall. So that was a great turnout, and I had that was Saturday. I had a pop-up shop. Sunday it was called the Mind Your Business pop-up shop, and it's a guy named Robert Garris, and this is the third one he's doing. It was like dedicated to the Norfolk State homecoming, so they had like Norfolk State alumni come and different people come and different businesses and stuff like that. So
nice. How was the turnout, dude?
It was a good turnout, man. It's always a good turnout, and it was actually I didn't know Norfolk State had a innovation center in downtown Norfolk. You know that? It's like right in the middle of Norfolk. Yeah, it's like right across the street from the mall. it's a nice facility because when it was like it was at the NSU Innovation Center, I thought it was on campus.
On campus, right?
Yeah, so I drove over there assuming I was gonna find it, and I was like, "Where is it done yet?" And it was like, "Yo, it's downtown."
If we had it, we'll use it because I never heard of it.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Cause I was like, I ain't know State had that, but no, it was a nice event, and like I said, they always turn up when they do these pop up shops and supporting black
I saw the
businesses.
pictures. They look great.
Yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, it was great.
Jam-packed weekend, huh?
Right, everybody was busy, right?
Good. As it should be, you know what I'm saying? Busy but productive.
Most definitely. So yeah, Karel and Nicole, I know we talked about what y'all do, but let's let the listeners find out what y'all do. So let's get like a background. It don't matter which one of y'all go first. Just a background where y'all came from.
Ladies first,
Yeah. A background where you came from and then what you do now.
Okay. I guess I'm first then. What I do personally, what I am usually used to doing is retail management. I've been in retail management for almost 10 years. And then when I met my husband, we met in Atlanta, and he was doing his music thing, and I was still trying to figure out what exactly I was really doing. I was working as a waitress. When I moved to Atlanta from Chicago, I was working at a clinical research company, and I was in my own desk, had my own phone, youngest person in the company. But that was boring. I was like, this is not it. Like, this is not for me. So when I moved to Atlanta, I was like, okay, well, I want to be out. Like, I don't want to be in this box. This box is not for me. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take a break. I paid up the bills. I was good on that sense, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be a waitress. And I was waitressing at this little bistro bar type of thing, and that's where we met. And the rest is really history. And when we moved, he took me from Atlanta to VA, so that's why I'm here.
Had no choice in the
Kidnapped me, brought me here. I was originally working at Greenbrier Pawn when I first moved out here.
Shout out to Craddock.
Overall, they do have real jewelry. I'm just gonna let that know. They have real jewelry there, so if y'all need jewelry, like, go there. But the owner himself, not it. But yeah.
What is it called again?
Greenbrier Pawn.
And what's the name of the? You said the store of the jewelry. What's it called?
That's Greenbrier Pawn. Greenbrier Pawn is right next to Greenbrier Mall. But yeah, they have good, like, don't go to the jewelry stores and buy your jewelry. Go to the pawn shop. That is the one pawn shop that I trust.
Okay.
Just don't really rock with the owners. But,
Happens.
Yeah.
There's a difference in views and perspectives.
Right.
Yeah. So then when I came out here, he told me, so really, I've had favor on Instagram, I guess, on my past accounts, but just didn't really know what I was doing on it. So when we got married, he kind of pushed me to get back onto Instagram and take it more serious as to work, like use it as work, start, reaching out to brands, all that good stuff. So he was really my push to do that, and that's where we are now. So then it kind of branched off into artist promotion, which I got his first Billboard credit. My name was actually on the album itself, so shout out to Nicole. NR, you guys gotta check out his album before it's too late, and it's deluxe. But that was my first credit on that too. So I don't know, I'm just really going. I knew I wanted to open up multiple businesses, I just didn't know what exactly. Right. So we're here now, just feeling out where God wants us, and just trying to pick up multiple businesses.
Oh yeah. Multiple streams of income.
Yeah. I'm starting to do like artist development and management as well.
Okay.
So I'm starting to do that, and I really started doing that with hubby. So managing him and what he does and all that good stuff. And then we have the space and the studio. We got blessed with meeting Michael Lamel. So if you guys don't know him, Google him.
Michael Lamel?
Yeah, Michael Lamel. Google him. He's the reason that we are put in a lot of the position that we have here in VA.
Shout out to him.
Yes, shout out to him. Shout out. Yes. So yeah, it's pretty much a little gist of me. And yeah, hubby's really who y'all really want to talk to. That's who y'all really want to talk to. Him.
False. Well, my name is Elasa Karel Rogers. I go by Karel for short. I'm from Norfolk/Chesapeake, Virginia. I guess it started for me at 3. I kind of developed the bug or the curiosity for music. Started banging on pots and pans around the house, that whole 9. And it kind of just escalated from there. It was something that I couldn't really let go of, you know.
Right.
And eventually from drums I transferred over to bass. My mom actually picked up the bass guitar first. And that's kind of what got me paying a little bit more attention to it, which, you know, drums and bass already kind of go hand in hand. So, you know, not even kind of, but they do, you know, obviously it's the rhythm section. So there was already an observational awareness, I guess, of the instrument, you know, but practically actually playing it for myself really that came about because of my mom.
Right.
And from there I started playing around the area locally, and I was able to move to Georgia, which is where things kind of started started taking off a little bit more for me. I was able to have a few good relationships that were developed during my time there. So yeah, from there, I've kind of started working in music production a little bit more as well. Branching off from the live performance aspect of music to being in the studio and kind of creating those records from scratch or whatever like that. And God has really been blessing us, to come into contact with some pretty cool people that are not just connected, but are, driven and are hungry for, the next stages and next levels of their own careers, which is, a super big. It's a plus when you're working as a producer. It's more than a plus, but it's like it's crazy because it is like a plus in this day and age of like having and being able to come into contact with people who actually take their craft seriously.
Right.
That's crazy that it's like a bonus. It's like the cherry on top if you are able to find people like that. But we've been blessed to be able to find some people like that and, develop some good relationships. So that's kind of where we are now. Just in the process of utilizing this space to, try to bring more awareness and more light to the creative aspect of Virginia, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Obviously, we've had a lot of talent and stuff come from this area, but there's a lot of talent still yet to be found and undiscovered that it needs a platform, like we're sitting on.
And this is it, right? This is it.
And
that's what we're shooting for, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And just to go off what you were saying, like Virginia is, I feel like people do know about Virginia, but I feel like sometimes it's still overlooked as far as talent. Like we do have people like Pharrell, Missy, Chris Brown,
Greats, right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's still a lot of people that are waiting for a chance to show the world what they have to offer. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they look at New York and LA like when you trying to like make it in music, it's kind of
like the end all be all.
Yeah, like either New York or LA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta get noticed. I gotta go to these places. Or Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So it's awesome that y'all are doing this and it's, I feel like VA's on the come up even more now as far as people being recognized, as far as, and I always mention this, like there's something in the Water Festival that was like a big thing that happened, and I feel like that kind of sparked like a renaissance in Virginia as far as people really, by this, like that festival coming, like something of that large of a scale coming to this area, and make people, I know inspired me to like keep doing my thing, what I'm doing. So I just feel like something big's about to happen for y'all and it's for everybody in this area. Like, a lot of people going to be recognized and be able to show what they have to offer. So
that's that part right there. Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. So
definitely team wins in the
team
making.
Definitely wins. And I know, some people might think, if you're the only one that can make it out of an area, but no, like you can make it, somebody else can make it too.
Yeah, it's like a collaboration. It's a support system that Virginia needs to build within itself.
Most definitely.
For everybody, artists and music and everything.
I think that might have been part of why it was such a big appeal, publicly when everything happened with something on the wire. It's just, the fact of like all these different people coming in from all of these different places, like, the melting pot aspect kind of being brought to the beach, you know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, like, oh yeah, we can do that, like that's something that's possible to do. We can all be around each other in the same vicinity and not, you know what I'm saying, have cops involved or whatever like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And that's what's up. And just to go off what you were saying, Nicole, I know you was mentioning how you was getting on Instagram and using that more, and that's kind of how we met, how I met both of y'all. And I think you reached out to me on Facebook on my business page, and you was like, I like your brand, let's collab. And then from there, we ended up doing like a photo shoot with y'all two and with my brand, and my homeboy Chick that does the photography. We all did that together.
Yeah. Shout out Chick Viz.
Shout out to Chick Viz. Right, Chick.Viz. Y'all go look at his page, man. He's an upcoming photographer.
Super dope.
He does real good things, man. So that was great, and that's we developed a relationship from there.
Technology.
Technology is crazy, man. Like, and you was referring to Instagram, that's social media in general. I feel like it's so easy to reach out and find people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that have the same ambition as you, the same goals, and everybody's just trying to reach that same thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's social media is a blessing, and some people might call it a curse too.
Yeah.
But if you use it for the right things, you can definitely benefit from it. So, and especially if you're running a business, it's like you kind of have to use it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Unavoidable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I look at Instagram as a game. I just feel like it's a game. It's like a number game.
yeah.
Just on there, it's a game.
Right.
It's a game.
There's rules,
But it is
there's
about
teams,
Yeah. That's all. That's literally all it is.
I didn't think
And
about
you should
that.
use it. Yeah, it's a game. It's a numbers game. People, I feel like, we can go on all day what I really think about Instagram. But,
Instagram is social media.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. Really,
Definitely
really
do
do.
that though, cause like I know I'll be using my Instagram, like I'll be getting DMs from people all the time, like people that want to collab or be brand ambassadors. Like it's two people. They live in California. They're 2 kids. They're 15 years old and they do photography. And somehow they found my page and they were like, "Y'all really rock with your brand. Like, is any way I can get on the team? Like, I'm a photographer, upcoming photographer in Sacramento, California. If you can just send me some stuff, man, I can take pictures of it.
That's
I'm just trying to build my portfolio." So, actually, their names is Jacob Palmer and Eli. I think how you say his name. I find it later, but it's them two, and they do photography, and I send them clothes, and
That's awesome.
they take pictures and everything. Man. So they're only 15 years old.
Yeah, you're doing big things. I saw this picture. Yeah, I saw this picture of one of your brand ambassadors. She's very curvy. Yeah, that
Was it
girl.
recently I posted?
Yeah. No, I didn't know. I don't know. Maybe
Nah, I mean, I know what you mean.
she was pretty big, and I don't know. I don't know, random. I just saw that, and I was like, okay, I see you. Get it?
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's involved, you know what I'm saying? Different shapes and sizes, colors, it's for everybody.
All inclusive.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like a lot of those people just reach out to me, like more than I reach out to them. Like they find me before I find them, and like they just send me DMs, and like it was like a girl from the Netherlands, a girl from Great Britain. It was like,
Wow.
Crazy.
Yo,
That's
can you send me some? And like to me, it's like at first. When people was doing that at first, I was like, "No, like I can't give everybody free stuff." But at the same time, I thought about it. I was like, I'm an upcoming brand myself, so like, there's just more exposure for me and them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I was just real happy just to have people just to reach out to me and just to love the brand and just wanted to just collab with me and just be a part of the team. You know what I'm saying? So, I sent stuff out to Great Britain, Netherlands, California, and New York.
That's so cool.
You know what I'm saying? So,
International.
and I think people really love the message of the brand and what it represents. And it feels like, when you're wearing my brand, you represent yourself and what you do and what God calls you to do in life. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel like, big things are coming soon. It's got to keep growing.
Oh yeah, it is. It's happening. It's happening right now. We're in the meantime.
Right.
That's
So, wow. So yeah, most definitely, man. Yeah, so I know we was talking about for December 6th. Y'all have something coming up, right?
Yes.
You know, speak on that.
Yes, we can.
So one of the artists that we were blessed to be able to work with, his name is DeMar Jackson. He is in Atlanta. He's from Louisiana, DeRidder, Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. DeRidder. But we met him in Atlanta, and we've been, doing some work with him. Now, last year we were able to work on his project, Unfaithful 2.
Okay.
And that project did end up charting, but one of the actually, so let me backtrack a little bit. So he's on a label, Think It's a Game, TIG Records, and on the same level is another artist that we were able to work with. His name is Nicole Reese. And it's just crazy, man, because like the connections that happen are so they're so God that it's like you can't really make them. You can't make it up.
Yeah, you can't make it up.
We did some work with Naquan. We were in Atlanta for some time. Yeah, NR is his stage name. We were in Atlanta for some time, and we did some work with him. And that project, I ended up actually producing a record called Honest, or co-producing rather, a record called Honest with this amazing artist, Naquan, obviously, and then he featured this artist named Garen, who's also on TIG. Garen is going to actually be touring with Eric Bellinger.
Okay,
He's going to be over there for the Cuffing Season Tour. So they'll be coming to Virginia and doing a show in Norfolk. And the day after their show in Norfolk, Garen will be here doing a live recording.
Okay.
So that's what's in the works for December 6th, though. Mark it in your calendars. It's going to be
definitely
really,
check out his album.
Yeah, his album
project,
Normal.
all that.
He actually has a documentary as well.
Yeah.
It's in the screening.
Award winning.
Yeah,
You said DeMar Jackson?
DeMar Jackson. So the artist that's coming here, his name is Garen.
Okay, gotcha.
But they are on the same label. It's gonna be a very, very different approach. I feel like, well, not even I feel like, I know, because we're trying to make sure that we do this one right and quality industry level. So we're very excited, man, because Garen is a very driven and talented artist. He's a hard worker, so those are all of the makings of, something epic.
Grammy nominated,
platinum recording, international, like all of the
Nipsey, Kendrick. So he's in there, and we're really excited to bring him out here, and we're gonna have VIP, so you guys can do meet and greets. Can't tell you guys too much, but it's definitely gonna be a vibe, and
definitely
y'all gotta be there. Y'all gotta be there.
And what is the time? I know it's on December 6th, but what time?
December 6th, so the concert itself will be starting at 7.
Okay.
But the VIP, we're still working out the exact timing, but we're thinking between 6 and 6:30.
Okay. And is it what's the admission price?
So for general admission, it's going to be $20.
Okay.
So he actually, as part of his package deal right now, he has released, or not released, but he has a documentary that's in the screening. So we'll be working on getting a showing of that here as well, which will be a part of the VIP package. So we have 20 for the general admission tickets, 25 for the general admission tickets with the showing, and then 30 for the general admission with the showing and merch from Garen, and then 50 will be the VIP with the meet and greet and able to take pictures and all that, chop it up with him, all that kind of stuff, and merch, and the show, and then obviously the concert.
That's a lot for
yeah, man.
You're getting a lot,
right. And it's all taking place in Military Circle Mall, which is for all intents and purposes was dead, and it's being brought back to life, you know what I'm saying, in a pretty big way, I think. So
especially this location here.
Yeah. And I actually read an article about this mall in general, how it was saying like it's different types of businesses that's being held here. And
what was the number? You remember? It was like 30, I think, 30 something new businesses that have come here.
Okay, right.
Past few months.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen a whole lot of different places.
We was able to see it, like more. It wasn't like your general mall store.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
yeah.
And that's the vibe I got from it. You know, we was looking around, like, man, it was like an African. I've never in no African store in the mall in Newport
Right.
News and Hampton. You know what I'm saying? So it's
More community.
yeah, it's more the community vibe, and that's kind of what you need, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those big businesses trying to like take up all the spaces, and it's
Not the big, not the big businesses are bad. Shout out
Yeah, it's
big
not
businesses.
bad. No, it's
You
not
know what I'm
saying
saying?
it's bad.
But for what we're trying to do here and what is needed here,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I definitely agree with you on that. Like
Right.
small businesses is where it's at. You know, that community based, family based aspect of togetherness and like
Right.
all trying to come up and make this thing happen together, as opposed to me first
Yeah.
or me only. Like you know what I'm saying? Nah, let's get it. Let's
the
get it
dollar in
together.
our community. A lot of the owners that are coming in are people of color, so it's community. We're keeping our dollar within our community,
Right.
which is good.
Most definitely. So yeah, let's see what we got here, man. A lot of questions. Let's stay on the music topic, man.
Yeah.
This is some random questions now.
Go. Here for it.
All right, so I'm gonna start with you, Karel. You have like a top 5 as far as musicians or there's people you like to listen to? If you don't have 5, you don't gotta name 5. Just tell me like, who did you grow up listening to? Or who you
That's
listen to?
musicians top 5. Right in the world.
You about to be here for the next 3 years.
Right. Or any inspirations, you know?
Dang. Wow.
Go ahead, take your time. Shoot.
Well, I will say clearly, I guess the first person to come to mind is, the most relevant recent is Kanye. You know, obviously what he's doing and the stand that he's taking, just the message that he's taking actionable steps to get out, is very much so inspiring. You know what I'm saying? On any level, I feel like, but most definitely as someone who is a producer and creator, and as someone who believes in, walking or trying to walk, as close with God as possible. You know what I'm saying? So definitely on those aspects, I would definitely have to put him somewhere on the list. May not be number one, but he's obviously number one on the list right now. He's the first person. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, so definitely Kanye. Kendrick, Kendrick Lamar, of course, you know what I'm saying? Just anybody that's everything has its place. I'll say that. Every genre has its place, you know what I'm saying? But I only have I got a limit. I have a tolerance level for certain things, like some of the mumble rap and just a lot of the stuff that's kind of prevalent today is just stuff that I don't really do too well with taking in. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the stuff that I try to
pieces,
and it's just to stay current and stay aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, it's like it's not too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Top 100 pop stuff right now, or hip hop or R&B stuff. That's like, oh yeah, that's I can vibe with that. It's like a lot of old stuff. I feel like I've been listening to, like Ty Tribbett. You know what I'm saying? Like Fred Hammond, like gospel stuff. Like just like finding inspiration in that stuff still, because it's still relevant. It's still got a message, and it's still like some of the stuff that was happening in those records and in those albums back then. Musically was just like wow, like a whole nother level. So still stuff that I'm able to kind of go back and enjoy on a pretty regular basis, because my options these days are kind of limited, slim to none.
Slim to none.
Yeah, man. You got a top 5?
I don't think I have a top 5.
Top 3?
I don't even know, honestly. Okay, so when I married him, I was like, yo, I don't know nothing about music. I don't know nothing about music. Anything I thought I knew about music, I don't know nothing. So before meeting him, I think the only thing I would really listen to is like R&B and some trap. Like it was one or the other, like old school R&B, and like just trap. And then once I started getting around him and I just listened to the music he was into, I was like, oh my God, what do you turn this off? Turn this off. Like you don't know nothing about music. I think that right now we don't really listen to the radio at all. So like all I listen to is stuff that he works on. So I listen to DeMar, I listen to Naquan, I listen to Garen. But I feel like my favorite for like ever is probably Tupac. That's a basic answer, but I love Tupac. Like he's deep. Yeah, and of course Kanye too. Like that him now is like bringing back like childhood memories because I'm originally from Chicago, so to hear him being this now, I'm like, oh, he's back. Like Kanye's back. Like this is so. Yeah, I've been listening to Kanye stuff like on repeat for literally. So yeah, I don't really know. That's probably it. That's probably it. Tupac.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I said, Tupac's a legend. He's definitely a trailblazer in music, in hip hop, you know, and definitely Kanye is definitely somebody that I listen to. So I don't know where he is on my top 5, top 10, but you know, he's definitely gonna be regarded as a legend. If he's not considered a legend now, he's definitely gonna be a legend later on down the line. Right. So.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I know you love Kanye, Damien.
Here we go.
Yes.
You want to talk about the story? How we could have went to the Sunday service?
I don't want to hear that.
Shut
I don't want to hear that story. I don't want to tell it.
I'm gonna tell it.
I'll tell it. I'm gonna tell it, bro. So we went to Howard Homecoming not too long ago. What, 2 weeks ago?
It was
Something like
like
that.
2 weeks ago.
We went to Howard Homecoming. We got there late, so we was trying to make up for time and spent like we came in the house like 3 a.m. something like that.
Yeah.
So we wake up in the morning. Kanye's having Sunday service on Howard's campus, and we're like 15 minutes away, like a 15-minute drive.
What the heck, man?
Yeah,
And
it was.
missed the whole thing.
Missed the whole thing. Like I think he was so shocked. We just stayed at the Airbnb.
I was talking to my homeboy.
Yo, he on the street.
I was talking to my homeboy early in the week, and I was like, bro, I really want to go to a Sunday service.
Yeah.
And it happened, and I missed it. And it was the worst day of my life.
I think it was so crazy. Like I feel like we still could have made it.
I don't know.
I think because we was just like, yo.
We was lollygagging as soon as we found out about it. Like, damn, we missed that job.
And then we just at the Airbnb just like chilling. We probably could have made it.
So he did the Sunday service, and then like he gave out. It was like he had the short film for it. So he did that at I think George Mason or something in the theater and showed.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was sold out like ASAP. Like everything wasn't. He don't never announce it. I don't think, right? He just show up, right?
Just pop.
So we woke up like I think we woke up it's like 30 minutes after people were saying it started.
So where did these people go and find like?
I don't know.
So when we went out, like I was seeing people like screenshot, like I saw a girl like screenshot Kanye for some reason. I should have asked her then why she screenshotted y'all, but it was definitely for the Sunday service. Because I think Terrence J, right? He had got
He the
him
one
to
that
come out.
posted it.
Yeah, he posted.
Well, he posted something like a clue or something like, yo, make sure y'all at Howard campus tomorrow.
That's exactly what it was.
But we didn't pay attention to that. Well, I don't follow Terrence J. I think like Chick saw it. And he was like, yeah, I seen Terrence J post something.
He's like from BT.
Yeah, one of Sister Park, right?
Yeah, one of Sister Park. Yeah, Terrence
okay,
J.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, but anyway, he had posted on his story.
Go follow him.
But yeah, we just dropped the ball.
We missed it, man.
Damn.
It's so crazy that y'all say that. Like, it's so crazy that
Y'all missed
say
it, but we. How would you say it? Like,
We kind of missed
we
it.
didn't miss it. It never got thrown. It wasn't thrown the right way to kind of. So
What?
yesterday.
Yesterday.
What? Dang.
Yesterday.
Dang, just yesterday. Okay.
I did some work with Tamar Braxton in Los Angeles like a couple years ago. So while I was there, I came across another bass player, and we exchanged numbers or whatever like that, and kept in contact. Follow each other on Instagram. He hit me yesterday. He's like, "Yo, got 2 tickets to this Sunday service. You in LA?" I'm like, "No, I'm not in LA, dog. What you at? Like, come on, bro. I'm not over. Come on,
Right.
come on. I'm in VA right now, dog." But he sent me the screen. He sent me a picture of the tickets. I'm like, "Yo, what the heck, dog? Like, can I get?
Right.
How long is the flight to Cali?
Can we make it? Can we drive? Can we get that?
Right.
Yeah.
We gonna be there though, guys. Like it's only
It's
a
gonna
matter of
happen.
time.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah,
We all gonna be there.
All of us.
All
Same time, bro.
All of
Yeah,
us.
that's right.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's all that means.
I'm baking on something in the water. He might be getting something in the water.
Don't do that, 'cause
They're gonna do the pop-up church. Oh, we gonna be. Where you gonna be at?
I'm gonna be in Cali for picnic day.
Picnic day.
Yeah, UC Davis has picnic day, so
Oh,
Picnic day.
it sounds crazy, but it's like a crazy weekend. It's the most lit weekend over there.
Is it more lit than something in the water?
To be determined.
is it? What part of Cali?
You'll find out.
What part of Cali you said again?
Huh?
What part of Cali?
It's at UC Davis.
UC Davis.
Yeah.
Okay. Word. Yeah, man. I don't know.
Just FaceTime if you know.
Send you a video, voice memo.
Right. Nah, that's what's up, though.
Do y'all think he's gonna tour with Jesus is King?
He did say he's gonna tour.
He can tour
He
with
said
that?
his tour is gonna start like ASAP.
I'm getting my
Wow.
ticket.
ASAP Rocky. Yeah.
I'm getting my ticket.
No, he definitely not doing his old stuff.
Yeah, he
Oh yeah,
did say
too
that.
secular, right?
Yeah.
He started doing music like that.
That's what I'm saying. He's taking that's a huge stand, bro. You know how much music Kanye has.
Right.
You don't
Before
got
his
stuff
album?
that's too bad. Like you don't got,
It's certain song. I don't know.
you
I
don't
think
got songs that's too bad on his like main albums.
Yeah, they're
He
not
has some
that bad,
crazy
but
stuff,
like, even
man.
for him to say that and them not be that bad is like, wow.
He's setting the standard,
He's
bro.
really excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like none of he's like, yo, all this stuff was before I knew what I know now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't even like pretend to abide by it. We can play the beats. He said we can play the instrumentals.
right.
Hey,
It's not performing them though.
That's the best you can
Wow,
get.
bro.
the first song I heard from him was "I Love It" for real.
Oh, as far as like lyric
Like
wise,
succular type.
Yeah.
You're such a effing all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was garbage.
It was. But
garbage.
wait, the numbers did crazy though.
Because that's what they like.
Yeah.
We was just having this conversation earlier today about like the term like dope being relative. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like people, you can say anything is dope, but is it really, or is it whack? And it's just like got attention on it.
Right.
yeah.
What was it? It was like dope for. Don't be dope for today. What did she
Yeah,
say?
it should be longevity dope. Don't be right. Don't be dope just for today. Don't be dope today and then tomorrow you gone.
Right.
Be dope for 25 years. That's dope.
And I guess it means like
And quote Kelly Nicole. Right. Shout out, I am Kelly Nicole.
I guess it means creating stuff that what's the word I'm looking for? Has good replay value, I guess. People say old school music. Stuff that you will always go back and listen to years down the line. You know what I'm saying? So, but I guess people say music is subjective. Everybody has an opinion. Something that might be whack to you, and somebody else might think it's the best thing ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the argument you can have all day long.
All day.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, is it dope because it's recognized, or is it recognized
Right.
because it's dope?
I don't know. But yeah, man. So, I got another question for you, Karel. You're producing. Would you say you have a particular sound or style, or is it just whatever you were thinking of at the moment?
That's a good question.
Creating something.
I think that I would have to. I feel like people outside of myself would say that I have a sound, but for myself, I feel like my sound is something that is still being developed, obviously. So I would tend to go with the answer of I just kind of create what I feel like creating. Like I feel like that's the most efficient way for me to get stuff done is to kind of wait for inspiration to hit as opposed to forcing something to happen to remain within a set parameter of what I'm supposed to sound like.
I like that.
Yeah, so I try to take inspiration from everything, from anything, which includes listening. So kind of back to your earlier question about, influences musically, like I try to listen to the old stuff, like that I mentioned, the gospel and R&B greats, the iconics. But also I like to listen to just a lot of random stuff, just random. I like to hear where random people are in their creative processes too. People in the electronic dance music world, people in in the country world, in the gospel world, of course, still. Just all over the place. I try to take inspiration from that and use that in my production.
That's what's up.
Which I guess may give me a sound, but like I said, I don't claim to have a sound for myself yet.
Right.
That's subjective, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I think.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Like, how does one go about finding their sound? But you said you still haven't.
Yeah.
So,
But is it
I feel
even?
like you should always be in the process of finding your sound. That's how you really get to where you're supposed to be. In anything, like you keep working at it. Like you never really settle for, I'm here, so I'm good.
okay. Yeah. That makes
always
sense.
like something new that can be learned and applied in a production session.
Do you think, like, this is like a general question, like, but do you think when it comes to a sound, does that person like know what their stuff sounds like consistently, or does the people kind of know before the person does? You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? Like, how you might say, like for me, like, I know Timberland's sound. I know what Pharrell's majority of his producing songs sound like.
Right.
But I wonder, like, do they really know at that moment, like, okay, this is my sound? Or just they just listen to their stuff, their old stuff, and like, okay, this is kind of what I've been doing.
This is what worked.
This is what works, so I'm gonna stick with that. That's probably how it goes. I don't know.
I think it probably is like a mixture. I can only answer for myself,
Right.
But I know for me, like, I definitely do go back and listen to stuff I've done in the past and really go to town on my yo, what were you thinking? Why did you put that there? Why is this sound here? Like, it's really critique the crap out of myself, And I think from that, it kind of, it puts me in a position of being able to make changes and, make edits based off of what I've learned since that time,
Right.
that can kind of help me to further my sound, quote unquote. At least that's my process. I can only speak for myself, so
Right.
who am I type,
Right. That's what's up. Question for you, Nicole. Well, I guess both of y'all can answer this. To our listeners out here that's, trying to be something in life and are entrepreneurs, do y'all have any advice for any upcoming entrepreneurs or business owners, or just anybody that's trying to do their thing?
I'm all about embrace your struggle. Mm-hmm. Embrace your struggle. Anybody who's somebody was nobody first. So
okay, nice.
That was hard.
Let's get it.
That was nice.
Right. Poetry night.
Hey, trademark that. No, nobody take that.
No one take that. Yeah. But definitely, like, don't get discouraged. Definitely just don't get discouraged. The struggle is real for everybody. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing till you are. And who cares what success is to someone else? What is success to you?
Right.
What is success to you? Because at the end of the day, you're going to bed with your significant other, or by yourself. Usually, it's you by yourself in your head. So it's like, as long as you feel, like you did something for yourself and who you're really doing it for. Like, for me, it's for my family. For I'm doing it for them. So as long as I feel like I am doing them justice and I'm doing the right thing and moving into the right direction for them, then I feel like I'm a little successful, not where I want to be just yet, but I'm definitely taking steps. You're not in a race. Ooh, you're not in a race either. There's no race. There's no competition.
It's a marathon.
Like,
right.
No, yeah, literally.
R.I.P. Nipsey, man. Yeah,
literally.
Definitely that.
Yeah, definitely don't be looking at the next person. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Instagram's a game. Like, it can really mess with your mind. Like, okay, well, she's doing that. What am I doing? Or he's doing X, Y, and Z. Like, what the heck am I doing? Just focus on you and where you want to be.
Sometimes it's a front too on Instagram. Like,
Oh yeah.
We all know that. Sometimes it's the people that's posting certain things, that's not really what they're doing. Right. And I was listening to Steve Harvey today. I don't know. I listen to Steve Harvey morning show. I listen to it sometimes. But he was talking about he's like, yeah, I'm gonna post my struggle pictures too. I'm trying to be as real as I can be. Like everybody posting their best life, but nobody posting their struggle pictures. So, you know what I'm saying? He was just joking around, but it kind of made sense though. Like, you know, just be transparent about like he was saying about your struggle, because everybody that you might be looking up to didn't make it just like that. Like they had struggles just like everybody else. So as long as you think about that and know that there's gonna be some obstacles in the way, you know, but just don't. When you're running, don't be looking to the side. You might run into something. Focus on your path and just go your path. You know, as soon as you look this way, that way, you're gonna be unfocused and go off track. So definitely agree with that. Stay in your lane, most definitely. A lot of good quotes we're saying right now.
Oh yeah,
And your life is your lane all the time. So stay in your life, stay in your business.
Yeah, so I try to keep it really transparent on my page. Like, if you really pay attention to what I do, like, I keep it real. I know that the struggle is temporary, and where God is taking us is going to be mind-blowing. So when I post, like, Instagram, I have people from, like, Africa, like, people around the world will sit there and take the time to pray over me, send good, you know, just like they just send positive vibes from like literally all over the world. And to this day, it's like, wow, this is really crazy. It's all for this app, you know, like this is insane that this app can do that for the world. But they do that because they really do pay attention to what I post and how real I keep it about just everything. So yeah, definitely embrace your struggle. What about you?
Utilize your resources. Everybody you know knows somebody else. So it's like no reason, there's no excuse for not getting something done that you want to get done. You got a project in mind. You have everything you need. Kanye said in the song, we got everything we need. You got it already. Like, it's around you. And it sounds kind of trippy. It sounds like, so he's being super spiritual. It's like, nah, bro. It's like, look around. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is connected to somebody. Like, you can get what you're trying to get done, and you can get it done the right way. That's the most important part. I feel like do it right, do it how it was given to you. Don't settle, and don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't put too much stock into the opinions of other people, especially if they're not where you want to be in life.
Right.
That part.
And to elaborate what you were saying, I feel like some people can probably overlook someone that can help them because they might think they're not
at their level.
Like, oh, he's just so and so. I'm trying to get to this guy, but you don't know that guy knows the guy you're trying to get to. So this overall, to me, I feel like just don't overlook anybody because you don't know who anybody is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly that.
So,
like, be humble.
Yeah.
You really need to humble yourself. I don't care who you know, who you work with, who you written for, none of that. I really don't care. Like, who are you? Who are you as a person? And, like, I feel like people have an issue with not collaborating, but just really, like, utilizing your resources. Like, we're in competition, so, hey, I can't ask you, hey, bro, I can do X, Y, and Z for you if you can do X, Y, and Z for me. So you want to work? People will be like, well, I've done this or I've done that. And I was like, who are you? You know, type of feel. So I just feel like humble yourself. Humble yourself, and we all can get somewhere quicker together versus us doing it like no help at all. Yeah. I think I'm done on that one.
Oh, definitely.
That was my last point on that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah,
right. That was some good gems. And I guess I can elaborate some more. Like, just be happy. Just do what you want. Just be happy overall, and do what makes you happy. And make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Don't do it because you're just trying to make money. Of course, we all want to make a good living, right? But you want to do it for the right reasons, because if you're just doing it for one thing, then you're going to be going through different loops and not going the right path you want to go to get to where you want to get to in life. So just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, trust in God, and just make sure you're happy in the process of doing it. So
Facts.
Facts. Got anything, Scott?
I would just say, as far as, trying to be successful, just start. You know, a lot of people try to like research and try to find how other people are doing it, and like they end up like tricking themselves or scaring themselves into like stopping completely because they'll just say, "Oh, I can't do that," or "I can't do it." You just have to start and just continue on. Like embrace your roadblocks and difficulties and push through them. That's what I was. Yeah.
That YouTube rabbit hole is a trip. It's a real thing of like, you know, getting stuck. Just like, oh man, next video. It's like, yo, I gotta learn all of this in order to be like good at what I'm trying to do right now. It's like, yeah, but not all right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a process. Like, learn what you can learn and apply it as you can.
It's such a beauty in the process, like especially with us and our pod right here. Like we had like so many.
Yeah, so many issues, man, with the sound and the mics is
funny
messing
now,
up.
but
Yeah, because I'll be like, we listen to it, I'll be like, yo, why it sound like this? And then we looking up YouTube videos and just trying to figure out like how to get the sound.
Just doing editing,
right. I swear, man, if y'all listen to like some episodes, man, they don't sound that good at all. Some sound better than others, but we're on episode 12, man. We look where we at now, and you know, I appreciate y'all again, man. This is,
we're gonna get better from here. So
definitely,
yeah.
Only up from here.
And the whole thing about the podcast is just for me and for Damon, we're just trying to find ways to create content. You know, you want to create content, like we talking about Instagram, Facebook. Just for me, finding ways to create content and get my name out there, and just to bring people along with me too. It's not just about me, but just trying to embrace everyone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right?
Yeah, and there's people with something just to start a podcast, and I was like, well, what do I need? You know, like, well, you need a mic, you need this, and you need this program, and you know, luckily Damien, he's the computer savvy guy. You know, just a little bit, but you know, we're learning, and just overall, man, this is turning into a great thing.
It is.
And
it's great.
it's only
we were able to meet y'all, be here with y'all. So
right.
I'm excited for where you guys are headed, man. Definitely can see the progression and the growth.
Yeah. So my last question, man, that I asked everyone, all of our guests. We can start with Nicole, ladies first again. How do you plan on capturing the world? Or how do you plan on capturing the world? It can be one thing, it can be many things.
Okay. I plan on capturing the world. Okay, well, let me be 100 then. Okay, so I actually don't know just yet what my purpose in life is.
That's fine. Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that is yet. I feel like God is slowly but surely revealing it to me. So I'm just trying to, catch some pieces. But once I do know for a fact what that is, I really just want, like, okay, so it's probably a really long answer, but I'm sorry. It's really quick. Okay, yeah. So I've been through a lot of things in my life personally that I feel like people don't really speak on and keep hidden, and that's jail. Like you're literally trapped in hell when you are not speaking on things that can release you. So I definitely want to bring light to a lot of things that I've been through, like domestic violence, molestations, suicide, things that are like hard things that people don't speak of. And when you look at me, most people, my whole life have always been like, well, she got it together. She looks like she's cool, she's fine, not knowing that all the things I've ever been through. So I know now now that I know more so of myself, I can identify people that are, I know you might be going through X, Y, and Z. I think that you're going through X, Y, and Z. So it's easier for me to identify and try to find ways for me to like be your friend and talk about God. Right. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just really want to be blessed to be a blessing. And yeah, I don't even know if that answered your question.
Oh, it did.
No, it did. I was listening to what you were saying.
I don't even know if that answered your question. But yeah, I just want to bring change. I want to bring change. We have a daughter. She's 4, going on like 14. So I just want to bring change. She's a trip. But I just want to bring change for her as best as possible while we're here. And yes, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
How do I plan on capturing the world? Well, I plan on using the resources that I have, which is what I just was saying earlier. But using this space as a catapult, to not even as a catapult, but using this space as a breeding ground of sorts. You know what I'm saying? Of just being able to have people feel safe enough to come in and create and do whatever they do, and be able to kind of escape the pressures and the requirements, I guess. Not, you know what I'm saying? I say that loosely, more so in the terms of like, yo, well, here's what I think you should be doing. You should be working a 9 to 5. This is the place to come and get out of that. In the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, come here. We're not gonna judge you if you're not working a 9 to 5, because we know that 9 to 5 isn't for everybody type deal. You know what I'm saying? So basically, using this space primarily, first and foremost, at least on a local area, to bring change to the environment here and bring more awareness. Which has already started with something in the water, to what real industry music and performances and events and festivals even can feel and sound like in this area.
Right.
And then from there, it's sky's the limit. That's my first goal. Is to capture a small part of the world here, I guess. First,
Most definitely, one location at a time, man. And I think what I can kind of get from what you're saying is, to me, is you can work with somebody in a location, just trying to help somebody so they can help the next person. Like, I know for me, I can't help everybody, right? But if I was to give you some advice and bring you along, take you under my wing, hopefully you would spread that same energy to somebody else. And it's like a chain reaction, right? Like, they're doing the same thing over and over again. That can kind of begin like another renaissance of just creatives and just people that's just doing positive things in the world. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, man. I think also too, like, I guess another way of looking at it for myself is when it comes to capturing the world, right? Or the phrase and the terminology, this idea, right? Of capturing the world, like having the world at here, right? And being able to like kind of move around. Like, I feel like that could translate to your network. You know what I'm saying? You have captured the world when you have a network that covers, you know what I'm saying? And you have relationships and, you know what I'm saying, friendships, partnerships, whatever the case may be. Everything at a different level, of course. But it's just about growing your relationships, right? That's capturing the world. That could be like identified as capturing the world, you know what I'm saying? Or as a version of capturing the world. Like, capture these contexts.
Right, anything. Anything that can help you, man, for real. Most definitely. So yeah, that's all I really had, man. You got anything else, Damon?
No, I'm good.
You good?
We appreciate you guys for even allowing us to share, our platform, talks, and all that good
we
stuff.
appreciate
Especially y'all like open up y'all space to us, man. Like I said, I've been eager to come here for a long time.
I'm so glad you're here.
And I'm glad I seen like the videos, man. I'm like, man, this is dope. I can't wait to see it in person. It looks even like more than what I thought, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So so it's definitely dope. I'm definitely looking forward to coming
I can't
to
wait to come back.
Yes.
Dang right.
We hope to continue surpassing expectations, and that's our thing.
Next time you guys come, it'll be better.
It's gonna be a whole nother level.
It's looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, we just appreciate you. VA really hasn't been receptive to us since moving back.
That's an interesting
that's
thing.
how
really
VA can be sometimes.
So when we meet people like y'all, like, we're really stoked because it's like, okay, there is good people out here,
right?
So yeah, we're happy to have done this, and I
wanted to leave VA for the longest time growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, everybody has that mindset.
Yeah. Everybody, and I did. You know what I'm saying? I did eventually end up moving out and moving and really going to Georgia and Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And be able to experience that culture and whatnot. And God kind of brought us back here, right? And we were fighting it for a while. We were definitely like, yo, why are we here right now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
go.
But while we do not plan on being here forever, we think that this space is definitely an integral piece in why we're here,
Right.
and it's something that we intend to leave running and operating as efficiently and effectively as possible when it is time for us to go. Something that's still like just churning, just going. You know what I'm saying, like a well-oiled machine, just self-sustaining. And there's a lot of other great people within one space that are gonna definitely make that happen. It's not just us. It's not just Mike. But there's there's a whole family unit, there's a whole support system here that's in place. That we're trying to and it's an idea, it's a concept that we're trying to take from this one space and spread it out across the community, from this being a starting point.
Right.
So yeah, man, welcome you guys here. Looking forward to the next time you guys are able to come back. And it's round 2 this soon,
Most definitely, yeah. Definitely gotta get y'all back on the pod again. Like I said, we're just trying to connect with different creators around the area, man. Just trying to, broadcast everybody's talents and ideas and just overall positive energy, you know what I'm saying? So you want to give the my listeners y'all Instagram so they can follow y'all, where to contact y'all and everything?
Sure. So my wife's Nicole's Instagram is thiswayway with 2 Y's, ThisWayy again, right? Mine is The Real Karel Official. The Real, hopefully everybody can spell, Karel Official. I'm not going to spell that one out either, so.
Word.
All the space page.
All the spaces page, right? The official, the number 1, and then space. Right? The official number 1 space, right?
Yeah. Wait, actually, the official.
My wife just side eyed me. This nigga can't talk. Get it right.
No, I didn't. Okay, the actual word number and the 1 from the actual number.
Right.
Space.
Okay.
And could y'all promote the event one more time, too?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're still looking for openers. So we're still looking for openers. We need openers with stage presence. And yeah, definitely know what they're doing on stage. So we're still looking for openers. Submit your videos. We'll have the flyer out, so that all that good stuff. Still looking for artists to have their art on the walls. So
this event will be professionally filmed, video as well as recorded musically. So it is going to be a little bit more. I'm hesitant to use the word upscale, but people go, y'all bougie. Nah, it's not like that. It's just like it's going to be a little bit more of a organized. It's a lot more organized industry level of an event than what usually used to.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it's definitely another platform and another aspect of value that we can add to the community by just being able to offer a place for your work to be viewed, as an artist, or your music to be heard as a singer/songwriter/artist,
Right.
Whatever the case may be. So December 6th, 7 o'clock. Don't be late, because you won't get it. No, we're locking the gates at 7. No,
Word. Yeah, and let us know if whenever you have a flyer, I can promote it for y'all.
Yes, appreciate
Oh, yeah, anything y'all need help with, like,
Damn right,
I'm here for it. So,
appreciate you.
Likewise, man.
Yes.
Likewise.
Appreciate
That
it,
works
yeah,
both ways. So.
And I also have a gift for y'all.
You gotta get that?
Yeah. I've been trying to get this to y'all for a long time, but it's just it's those overalls you wanted. I know it's cold outside. It's kind of too late, but
Oh no, we gonna take pictures in the house.
and we got 2 hats in there for y'all too. So yeah,
Thank you so much.
no problem, man.
I thought that was just a prop. I was like, yeah, he's cute for doing that. This is great.
Right.
Thank you.
No problem,
Oh
man. So-
God, man. You have no idea. I actually been wanting these overalls for a while. I really am really excited.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
You don't like them, they
I
do
know.
material and everything.
Yeah, you see me lurking constantly.
Right. Hey, that's what's up. Yeah.
Wow, we appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man.
y'all. This is great.
They made.
So I guess it's a wrap, y'all.
Cool.
It's a wrap.
Shout out to all our Spotify listeners, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, man. Episode will be up soon. And thanks y'all for listening again and plenty more to come, man. You got anything else to say?
Now we out.
Yeah, episode 12. Y'all have a good night, man. See y'all soon.
Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.
Man, I don't even like lights. I was screaming at my daddy, told me it ain't Christ-like. I was screaming at the referee, just like Mike. Looking for a bright light, Seagull, what your life like? Riding on a white bike, feeling like a sight bike. Pressing on the gas, supernova for a night light. Screaming at my dad, and he told me it ain't Christ-like. But nobody never tell you when you're being like Christ. Only ever seeing me, only when they needing me. Like if Tyler Perry made a movie for BT, searching for a deity. Now